Hey everybody, what's going on? Thanks for stopping by and checking out the card pile. Not much has been going on lately, no big mail days or anything like that. Although my buddy Joe did give me a cool Christmas present. I'll show those in a later video. But anyway, I've been thinking about, since nothing really is coming in new-wise, and the card shows are few and far between during the holidays here and there for me. Figured I'd go through some different card piles. Got some hockey, got some baseball, got some basketball, some football, odds and end cards. I think this 1969 Roberto Clemente Topps big card. Just going through stuff and thinking what I might want to send away to SGC over with Eric Drew and the fellas. And so I narrowed it down to 1,000,000 cards. You want to get every card graded. Maybe not every card graded, and maybe not everybody wants to get them graded. I don't know, but I know I want to grade some. Again, I've made 2 submissions so far, and I was pretty happy with both those. Both of those went through SGC. As I mentioned, I used Eric Drew and Boca Raton submissions. They're a great group. Check them out on Facebook. I'll leave a link in the description of this video, and so forth like that. But anyway, there's so much to choose from that I have in raw cards. It was so hard to narrow down, but I'm going to take a stab at it. And I got about 20 mainly cards that I want to throw out to you and see what you think. I would greatly appreciate your input on this. And in the comments, please let me know what ones you would submit, which ones you wouldn't submit, and why you would submit them. If you want to go that far, you could even make a response video. That would be cool. I don't know how you would pull that off, but let's just leave it as the comments for now. If you do figure out a way to make a response video to this, that would be awesome, but the comments are greatly appreciated. So anyway, I went through all the stacks that you see here: football, basketball, baseball, hockey, and some oddball stuff. I would like to get this graded, but the stain up here in the corner, I just don't know if that would be cool. I mean, I don't know if you can see it real well, but it's a cool looking card. McCoy was one of my favorites from Star Trek, and the staining in the back is of rough, I just wish it was better, but I like this card. I love this card. So who knows? Maybe I will submit it someday. But on this one, I'm going to go focus mainly on this stack right here. And in this stack right here, there's 2 cards I'm definitely for sure going to grade. And I'll give those reasons why here in a second. So, without further ado, here's the cards I'm thinking of contemplating, starting off with 2 that I guarantee that I'm sending in. This first one is 1967 Topps Wahoo McDaniel rookie card. The scratch is on the top loader, so don't sweat that. But it's a good looking card. The only problem I have with it would maybe be this corner and that corner. But it's a sharp looking card. And Wahoo McDaniel, I didn't know him as a football player because it was a little bit before my time. I grew up knowing him as a professional wrestler throughout the United States. And sometimes I guess he went over to Japan and things like that. But I mainly know him from wrestling in the South, even though I'm in the Midwest. But yeah, Wahoo McDaniel, Chief Wahoo McDaniel is what he went by when he wrestled. And this is the back of his rookie card. See if I can get that focused in a little bit better. There we go. So yeah, he was a linebacker. Tough guy in real life. So yeah, always liked this card, and I finally picked one up at a great price, and looks pretty sharp for the price I paid. And I figure, why not? I've always wanted this card. It's got a little stain right there. It does have its issues. I'm not expecting a high grade, but anywhere from a 3 to a 5 would be pretty awesome, and to have it would be cool. The next one I want to get graded for sure is 1963 Power Plus Ernie Banks and Hank Aaron. Now this card is really cool because it's got Mr. Cub on it, one of my favorite players of all time. And the great Hank Aaron, you can't go wrong with Hank Aaron. And this card, is a twofer, two Hall of Famers on one card. And I think that would look really cool graded in an SGC slab, and it would go well with my 1958 Topps Hank Aaron and Mickey Mantle. So to have those two side by side graded, that would be pretty sweet. Not to mention, I want to know if this has been trimmed. It looks a little, it just looks funky. And there's some damage right down here, but nonetheless, it's still a cool looking card. And like I mentioned, I wouldn't mind, a 3, a 4, or a 5. Here's the back. It's off center and all that, but I hope that's just naturally from the factory and not somebody's not messed with it, as in tried to trim it at home. So yeah, the Power Plus card with Hank and Reggie, Hank and Ernie, that'd be pretty sweet. And it is a 1963 card, so it's going to have a little wear on it. And then next, I have from 1978, Reggie Jackson, the 77 record breaker, most home runs in one World Series. Now, the reason why I want to grade this card is because my first very pack of baseball cards I got was, I was 8 years old. So, yeah, so I got this card, and it was one of the first cards in the pack of somebody I knew, because the year previous was the first time I'd watched the World Series. So I was real familiar with Reggie Jackson, and he's put on such a show. And my grandfather hated the Yankees, so I kind of rooted against him. Rooted against my grandfather for the Yankees, just for the simple fact that he hated the Yankees. My grandfather was a Cubs fan. I did take that from him, I did become a Cubs fan, but I just like to get on his goat and, root against him here and there. As the older I got, you know what I mean? Anyway, so this was the first card, well, not the first card in the pack, but this was the first star card that I got in the pack. My very first pack of baseball cards, and it is from that pack. I've had it all these years. Pretty much had all my cards all these years. But yeah, that's the reason why this card's special to me. It was the first player I knew that was not a Cub in a pack of baseball cards, my first pack that I got. So yeah, that's definitely getting graded. So those are 3 of them. The next one I have, I'm thinking of getting graded. Yeah, those 3 are definitely getting graded. And I'm going anywhere from 8 to 10 cards on this sub. It is the holidays, so I kind of went broke. So we have this 1968 Tom Seaver trophy card. Sorry about that. Just a cool looking card, and I think it's pretty sharp. This new phone of mine is, I gotta work on how to use it. But yeah, here's the back. The back's pretty clean. The front's pretty clean. It seems to be fairly well centered. Not too much damage. So yeah, I'd like to see what that gets. And that's a pretty cool card from Tom Seaver. Like I mentioned, anywhere from a 3 to a 5 would be awesome. I don't know where this would go. I wish I could zoom this in better and focus it better. Probably need to quit moving it a lot. But yeah, the 1968 Seaver card. And then from 1968, the Johnny Bench rookie card. Now this has some issues on it, like poor Ron Tompkins' face is all messed up, and it's on the card. It's from the card manufacturer. It's not anything that's put on it by neglect or anything on my part. And it's just a Johnny Bench rookie card. The corners aren't so bad, but I think the damage to old Ron Tompkins might hammer it a lot. And the back's way off center. But it is a Johnny Bench rookie card, and he is considered one of the greatest of all time. And it's a cool looking card. You know, I just wish Ron had some Stride Rider or whatever that is. It looks like pimples, but it's not. It's from the printing. Yeah, but still, I want to check it out and get it graded. As I mentioned, anywhere from 3 to a 5. If any of these get better or lower, that's fine by me. Let's not go lower, I hope. And then I'm going to pick out this 1961 Scopes card from, I don't know who did the Scopes card, but it's Joe DiMaggio. And that's a pretty looking card right there. Slams 4 home runs in 3 games. It's pretty sharp, pretty well centered. Here's the front again. I'm trying not to move it, folks. But yeah. So there's that one. And then from 1964, a Sandy Koufax Strikes Out 15 card. That's just a great shot of Sandy Koufax right there. You know, he's getting ready to just throw some heat. And I know it's off center. And I know it's not his base card. Let's see what that's on. I think that is on the penny sleeve and not the card. But I'll check further just in case. But yeah, that's just a great looking card. And going back to this and maybe that, I'm pretty sure that's something on the card. But I think that is definitely on the penny sleeve. But anyway, it's just a great looking card. And I don't have many Koufax cards. And I think this one just looks amazing. Just looks amazing. And then another card I've had since I was a kid. 1975 George Brett rookie card. It's seen some love here and there. The corners are a little rough. I think it's fairly decent centering. But like I mentioned, the corners are a little rough. And here's the back. But yeah, I've had this one since I was a kid. A buddy of mine was always trying to trade for it and get it, and I just never would come off of it, and I've kept it ever since. I believe I got this. I believe I got this trading with somebody else. I think I traded away some Steve Garvey cards because I am not a big Steve Garvey fan. And in the thousands and thousands of cards within the card pile, if you find one Steve Garvey card, I'd pay you $10 and give you the card. But anyway, George Brett rookie card. He was one of the best players when I was a kid growing up. Almost hit 400. Got into it with the umpires. You know, with the Pine Tar incident. Just, you know, him and Gaylord Perry. I think Gaylord was there. It's just an awesome player, and he seemed like a friendly guy. You know, played his whole career in Kansas City. So yeah. And it's one I've had since I was a kid, and I know I've held on to this all that time. To me, that's kind of worthy of grading it, whether it's a buster or a banger. But I think it'll be a mid banger. And then to go with the 1968 Johnny Bench rookie card, I have the 1969 Johnny Bench Topps Trophy card. I don't know why he looks so sad there. Pete's bet may not come in. Who knows? But there's a little damage right down here. But other than that, it's a pretty sharp looking card. Off center, of course. The back's really good and clean. You know, little corner damage, but I think if I paired that well with his rookie card graded, you know, that is an idea to get these two graded together and, you know, see what happens and roll the dice. And then I have from basketball, this is John Stockton's rookie card, and it's from 88 Fleer, and it's John Stockton, one of the greatest point guards of all time. My local card shop had this, and it was graded in a PSA, I want to say 6, and it just seemed a little salty for me, and I ended up picking this up at the, I believe, the Plainfield Card Show, and I was like, cool, and it seems pretty good, seems fairly centered. I mean, again, I'm no expert, but I know what I like, and I like this card, so maybe I want to see it graded. I think it would look good in the tux. Not a huge Jazz fan, but I do respect the way he played. And then from 1975 SSPC, I think it's SSPC, yes. This is a 1975 Robin Yount rookie card. It's not his Topps rookie card, which is the more well-known. But I like this card a lot because it's got the cool-looking hat, the logo on the hat, and the hair coming out. He's in the batting cage. I mean, that's just a cool card, and a lot of people get the 75 Topps graded. I don't know how many of these are out there graded by SGC, but I'd like to maybe think not many, and maybe this would be one of them. And I think it would fare pretty well in the grading. I would say a 6 or a 7, maybe. Hell, I might even say 8, but again, I'm just a house painter. But yeah, I'd like to get that one graded, and then to go with my graded running backs from the 80s. You got to throw Bo in the mix. I think this would be a good card to get graded. I was down between this one or his baseball rookie card, and I decided I would rather take this one to go with the running backs I have graded by SGC from the 80s. So, little off center in the back, but the front is what I'm looking for, and I think this card would do all right. A 6 or a 7 would be cool with me. And then another football card, excuse me, and this is from, what is this from? I can't even remember. Anyway, let's see. Look on the back here. 1982 Topps. Chicago Bears, Walter Payton in action. I am not a huge Bears fan at all. I am a Detroit Lions fan, but I do respect that Walter Payton was one of the greatest ever. And I'll go as far as saying number 2 all-time behind Barry. And that's just a great shot right there. Wish I could get this focused in better. But anyway, I think it's in really good shape. I think it's really well centered. And it's just a great looking card right there. Doing what Walter Payton does. Man, there we go. I don't know why this keeps messing up, but it's me, obviously. It's always me. But yeah, there we go. That's just a great looking shot right there. So yeah, old Walter right there. And speaking of the Detroit Lions, this is from 1959. And it's a Detroit Lions team card. And, it says it right there. Conference champs 5 times, world champs 4 times. Pretty much all in the 50s. Well, I think 57 was their last title. And, as a Lions fan, that's just a cool looking card. And they're doing well this year. Hopefully, we make the playoffs and make a run in the playoffs. So, yeah. Here's the back. The back has been scratched off with the coin, I believe. There we go. To show the play or what have you. But it's the front of the card. And I think it would look cool slab, but who knows. And then also another rookie card from the 50s. Another football card from the 50s. Rosie Greer, 1956 rookie card. I know Rosie Greer from a movie from when I was a kid they would show in school called Free to Be You and Me. Michael Jackson was in it. Some puppets were in it. There was a song with some other puppets where they mentioned William Wants a Doll. So all my friends had a heyday with that when I was a little kid. But yeah, Rosie was in this movie and he played the guitar on a bar stool and he just sang about It's All Right to Cry. If you ever get a chance, look it up. Rosie Greer, about said Rosie O'Donnell. Rosie Greer, It's All Right to Cry. It's a great song. Great song. And he was just a solid, great player from what I've seen on old video and film. And yeah, Rosie Greer. He's such a nice and humble man. Off screen, because he did some TV acting. And on the football field, he was a mean guy, but one of the nicest people you would ever meet, from what I hear. So yeah, Rosie Greer, rookie card. That's pretty sweet. I know it's off center, but the color looks really good. A lot better in person than over this video, I bet. And the back's pretty damn good. I don't know, just a cool card that I think would look great graded. And a couple other ones I might throw in the mix is from 1971. Nolan Ryan, tops, with the Royal Crown sign in the back. I know these 71s get brutally graded, but, you know, what can you do? The back is pretty good. There's some little issues down here. But the front, I mean, the corners are sharp up top. Down here at the bottom is where it's a little rough, and I think it being off center is going to hurt it, but I think it would look really cool graded, and I would like to see what kind of grade it would get. I've looked online, and I've seen some 5s that didn't look this good, and I'd be happy with a 5 or a 4, you know, either way. But maybe they weren't as off center, so who knows, it might get a 3. But I think it would look cool graded. Then I have another Nolan Ryan from 1972, and I believe this one's really well centered. Again, I'm no grader. Here's the back. The print stain right there might hurt it a lot, and then that stain right there. But again, I'm going for the front of the card. And the front of the card just looks amazing. I like the Angels logo from back in the day. You gotta love the 72 Topps design. So it's a pretty sharp card. You know, might be a little issue on the corner, but still, I think it would be cool being graded. And the last card I came through in some of my pop culture cards is Grand Moff Tarkin. He was, you know, he had a real cool presence in the Star Wars films. And I just liked him for some reason. And I do believe he bossed around Darth Vader there for a minute. So that's pretty cool to have the balls enough to do that. And this card just, that's on the, it's on the penny sleeve. But yeah, it came down to grading one of these two. And I figured this one would be a little bit better to submit than this one, just for the simple fact that the stain might get me on that. And I think, you know, the sticker, I mean, I don't even know how many of these are been graded or anything like that. It's just a cool looking card. Grand Moff Tarkin. Yeah, you know, anybody who can boss around Darth Vader, you know, was all right in my book. Let's see what this is real quick. Oh, it is on the card. Oh well, the sticker's intact. So who knows? I might just send it in anyway. Not that there's money to burn, or somebody would say, oh, well, why would you send that sticker in when it's all damaged and stuff like that? And I'd be like, well, it's a card I want to get graded. It's a card I like, and I think I would definitely love to have in my collection. And obviously, it's my submission, my cards, and I'm a Star Wars kind of a big fan. I wouldn't say total nerd, but I know my stuff. So yeah, out of the stacks I've went through, those are about the 20 I'm going to try to narrow down. If you can help me narrow them down, that would be great. I might even throw in this. Like I mentioned, I think it's in really good shape. So who knows with that. And then a couple of other cards I was going to think about. One of them was a couple of these Shohei Ohtani rookie cards. I haven't really looked much into him. I know he just signed the biggest contract and all that, but who knows with these newer cards? Who knows what one's the hot one to put in? Like this Bauman one, or this rated rookie, and it's as Pepino Man would say, it's shiny. That's pretty cool. Not numbered or anything. That would be pretty sweet. Yeah, that would definitely be pretty sweet. But as far as newer cards, it's tough to say about that. And then I think this is a common base card, but it's still a rookie. I don't know much about that one, but it is one of the rookies I do have. I did have one graded, the regular base tops from his rookie year, and I love that card. So, and that came back a 9, I believe. So that was pretty sweet. And then this last one is the Score rookie card. It's also shiny, and I don't know exactly what kind of card it is. I just know it's a Score card. Oh, this one is numbered. It's press proof. Oh, well. Oh, there's the number right there. 76 out of 299. So, yeah, I'll look that one up. I knew it was in here, and I knew one of them was serial number, but I just couldn't remember which one. Because, like I said, I just get some newer cards, and if they're cool, I just set them to the side. But I figure I might want to look into this one. So, yeah. These are the cards I was looking through. There's more over here, like the second year or third year. Jerry Rice. That was in consideration. This Edgerrin James rookie card. Since I do live in Indiana, I do watch the Colts. And then like this Aaron Judge rookie card. There's a, I want to grade them all, it seems, but I'm just trying to narrow them down. So out of the ones I showed you mainly, or the Clemente, or any of the Shoheis, just let me know what you think, and give me a like. I would appreciate that. I'm trying to get more videos out, but it just seems like I get busier and busier, and the cards are far and few between, but I'm trying to make them happen. I'm trying to get them in, and I want to keep the channel going, and I appreciate you guys watching. So let's I should be able to narrow it down and hopefully send it off within the next week or two, maybe sooner than 2 weeks, but who knows. Again, thanks for watching. I know this is kind of long-winded, but I'm just trying to make up for lack of content here recently, and please let me know what you think. Any cards like that. I mean, heck, if you even want to say Rick Smith's rookie card, throw that in there too, because obviously it's in my thoughts because I'm a Pacer fan, so who knows. Again, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and definitely let me know which cards you would grade out of the ones I showed. All right, thanks a lot.